JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. Listen, we got the EIDL 2.0 coming back on. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about the economic injury disaster loan, COVID-19 loan. So let's do this. Let's hop right over to the other screen over here. And where you're going to go is the Sba.Gov right up here, Sba.Gov. Then you see right here, we've got this strip, right? It says COVID-19 relief options. Click on that right there. And this is going to take you as a little shortcut to where we're wanting to go. And as you're getting here, you see the coronavirus small business guidance and loans, right? So you're going to click here to learn more about the available loan and debt relief options. So you're going to click right here. You're going to go down. And there's the 10K advance. That's what you're looking for, the 10K advance. You're going to click on that. And at present, you will see it is 11:30 p.m. on April 24th, 2020. And you can see that it still says notice lapse in appropriations. Now, just in case you've been this before, do yourself a favor, refresh the page just in the event that it needs to be refreshed and it's available. So you're going to go to Sba.gov. You're going to click on this, and you're going to click, and you're looking for the 10,000 option here. So Sba.gov, find that top, and then let me show you this real quick. I put this together at jjthecpahelp.com. jjthecpahelp.com. It's a page I put together. It's there's nowhere do you put in your information, nowhere you put in an email. There's no way that I know who you are. I'm not looking for new business. This is just a page that helps you. But anyways, right here, you'll see I've got a page I just created called EIDL, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan or Emergency Advance. Apply at. You can click right there, and it's going to take you to Sba.gov. And then what I did, just a friendly list. And that's all it is. It's a friendly list. Right? So if there ends up being something that is on the application when it comes back online that's not on my list, just know that this is a list based on last time. And if you applied for it before and you got less than 10,000 and you decide you're going to go ahead and apply again, because right now at 11:30 p.m. on April 24th, 2020, what we don't know is the 10 billion reload going to take us back to where it's $10,000 per entity, or is it going to be back to what it was when it was running out of funds, or when it ran out of funds, which was 1,000 per employee? So given that we don't know, go ahead and apply back for the EIDL. This has no effect on your PPP. If you're doing PPP and EIDL this go around, use your EIDL for other things besides the uses for the PPP. So with that being said, I've got a list here that I put together, and I've got my little disclosures and disclaimers just to say they may want more, they may want different. But anyways, legal name, the FEIN, the EIN, the address. But what you want to do is make sure that whatever's been filed last with the Internal Revenue Service, whether it's a tax return or employment returns. And so if the last thing you filed was an employment return, what's the address on that? What's an employment return? A 941, 940, W-2, W-3. This was from the employer side, okay? And then if you don't have employees, then it would be based on the last tax return that you filed. If you file a Schedule C, yes, you can apply for this. If you have a rental property, or you're a sole proprietor, or you're a business, you're able to apply for this. This is based on each EIN. So the address is important because they're using that to verify. So the last thing that you filed with the government for that business is what you're going to want to have available. You're going to need to know the number of employees. Without any further guidance, my understanding is from the SBA that if you have no employees and you have one owner, then you would put one employee. Total income, that's assumed to be for 2019. Total income for the business that you're applying it for. If you have 4 rental properties and they're all under your Social Security number, then it would be one EIDL application under your Social Security number, total income for all the rental properties. If you're doing it for a Schedule C and it's under your Social Security number, of course, you will then put the total income. It does say COGS. Last time it said COGS, which typically stands for cost of goods sold. But what I understood from the SBA was it was to be your total expenses assumed to be for 2019. So have these amounts. If you don't have the amounts, do the best you can to come up with the amounts. If you haven't filed the return, go with what you know. If you have filed 19, then base it on the 2019 returns. This is something that you would want to have in play. Also, it will want you to list each legal name of each owner, their percentage of ownership, their Social Security or EIN, and the address of each owner. And then you're going to want, most importantly, the business checking routing number and account number. Now, I don't know if you'll need these items I list next, as they were not needed before. However, to avoid any delays, consider having available the following if applicable. The last tax return filed regardless of year in the event it asks some additional information. Sometimes what they ask for is based on the last thing that you filed, they would want some information. So what you need to do is remember you're applying for the business. So if you're applying for a business under an EIN, then you're going to want the last tax return filed under that EIN. If it's 2018, the last one you filed, then that's the one you would want. If you pay employees, that would be W-2s, then you would want to have the last 941 filed. If you pay W-2, you want to have the last Form W-3 filed for 2019. And for 1099s, if you sent out 1099s, you'd want to have the Form 1096 for 2019. The 1096 simply is the total number of 1099s is listed on that, and the total 1099s. If you didn't file 1099s or have employees and didn't file W-2s, 941, W-3, well then of course you don't need those. If you file these things, these are the major items. Form 941 is a major item to find, and a Form W-3 is a major annual form to find, and that Form W-3 is in essence a summary of all the W-2s. So get what you have it available. If you can think of anything else, have it. Because what you don't want to do is be in the middle of applying and not be able to have some of this information available to you, and maybe it times out. I think this money is going to go very quickly. So you want to try and be as prepared as possible so that when this comes about, you have everything that you possibly could. And good luck to you. So once you see that the EIDL has come back online, pay attention. We know that PPP is supposed to come back on live on Monday, which would be the, 27th. It's supposed to be 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't know a time for the EIDL. Of course, the EIDL is at the Sba.Gov. PPP is through your bank. So good luck. Pay attention. I think it's going to go quickly. It may be that it's still only $1,000 per employee. And if so, you won't get any more than what you applied for last time. The only reason you would apply again is if you got less than the $10,000 and you want to try it again. So let me be clear. If you've already got 10K, there's no reason to apply. If you have 3 employees and they're still basing it on the employees and you got $3,000, well, you're only going to get $3,000 this time, meaning you're not going to get another $3,000. Look at it this way. From the EIDL, the advance on the emergency, it's $10,000. It's $10,000. Okay. So whatever you got last time, okay, they're not going to give you any more than $10,000. But this time, because we don't know, are they going to go with the $10,000 per entity, or is it going to be per employee? Well, given that we don't know and we don't have time to wait and figure it out, you want to apply. Those that say, hey, well, how come we're doing the EIDL and PPP? Well, because this go around, it's different. It's 2.0 and it's different than 1.0. So the EIDL before had an effect on the PPP before. The EIDL now, if you're getting it, if you use it for different purposes, as I said at the beginning, then your PPP, it seems as though everything's going to work out. There won't be any offset, but here's the deal. If the SBA later comes out and says there's an offset, then there is. But the fact of the matter is you got the money now. I don't believe the SBA is going to send you more than you deserve. In the event that you apply again and you already got $3,000 and it was 3 employees, and now they didn't change the parameter, which we're not aware of. We have no idea if that's what they're still going to do. Well, if you apply again and you're not going to get more than $3,000 because they're still basing it on the employees, then you probably just won't hear anything, or you won't get any money, or they'll send you a letter and say, hey, you already applied, and there'll be nothing really for you to do. But this time, we don't want you to miss out. If the SBA comes out later and says, hey, if you got an EIDL and you got a PPP and somehow they affect each other, well, just like last time, have them go to different purposes. All right, hey, hopefully this helps on the EIDL. Get ready, Sba.Gov. You want to make sure that you're on this quick because it's going to go quick. All right, hey, I'm JJ the CPA. I'd love it if you subscribe. My website there is jjthecpahelp.com. I've got links in the body. I'd love it if you subscribe. I'm assuming if you made it to here, it provided a little bit of value. All I ask is that you hit subscribe. All right, hey, you've never met a CPA quite like me.